It's your girl Millie Chun, and Stormi Steele is a hot topic. She was on B. Simone's Let's Try This Again podcast, and she refers to herself as NBAStormi, never broke again. Let's get into it. So they started off talking about today's hairstylist, right? B. Simone and Stormi are hairstylists. They went to school to do hair, right? They talked about how now stylists don't do consultations, how they want you to come washed, sometimes braided, and it's not like it used to be. And I think a lot of us can agree with that. So I think we've heard some of Stormi's story before, but if not, she's from a small town in Mississippi named DeKalb. She said it's where dreams go to die because people really don't see a future outside of it. And she went to the military, and after she left the military, her mother had signed her up for college. Stormi says she did not want to go to school. That's not something she wanted to do. And she went ahead and went. She did not graduate. She dropped out right before she was about to graduate. She said she was really depressed and she wanted to unalive herself. She said, but she had a dream that she was supposed to be a hairstylist and she was supposed to have a company named Canvas. So B. Simone was like, well, how did you get the courage to tell your family, your mother, that you want to drop out? She said, well, it wasn't about courage because I either was going to drop out and do what I had dreamed about doing or I was going to unalive myself. So let's listen to what the conversation was between her and her mother when she decided to tell her she had quit college.
And I was like, I'm not going to spend another year trying to get a degree that I'm not going to do anything with versus taking this next year and actually going to hair school because, hair school only take a year.
Yep.
And so I, found the courage. I told my mom.
Were you scared to tell your parents?
No, because it was like the alternative is I ain't going to be here.
I'm going to lose my mind or my life.
Yeah, my life. I'm not going to be here. So at this point, I feel very empowered by choosing a lust for life versus taking my life.
Wow.
So I told my mom, I was like, I quit. And her immediate reaction was, you dumb bitch.
She went on to say that her mother hates when she tells that story, but she doesn't blame her mother because of the adversity that her mother faces or something like that. So B. Simone asked her, how is your relationship with your parents? She said that the reason that she does everything that she does is to show them that it's a better way. It's a way out. Even now, at their age, she says she does everything that she does. She works as hard as she does so they can see that things can be accomplished because she feels like, they come from a mindset where you just need to get a job and just need to work your job. And they don't really understand what she's doing. And we've seen Betty talk about her being on the show. That's something that she wanted to do. Now she's in a bad situation. So you can kind of understand how her mind is blocked, if that makes sense. I get that. Then she told B. Simone that she had gone to cosmetology school and she was almost about to graduate because it only takes a year. But it didn't happen because there was a situation with her dad and a car note. She said that she knew she had paid the car note. Her father said, no, you didn't pay it. She said she knew she didn't have the money to pay another car note. She said, and her dad kind of got into it. I want to say it sounded like she was saying it was physical, but she said she had never had an argument or got into it with her dad like that. So immediately when things get tough for her, she leaves. So she said she was living with her parents at the time and she left with $800 in her pocket and she moved to Huntsville with Courtney, who she was dating at the time. She wasn't married to him yet. So at this time, she's in Huntsville. She finds out that she can do hair without a license as long as you work under a master barber, right? So she works at this shop. She's doing hair under this lady. She's charging $75 for her services. The lady tells her you're going to have to charge $175, but she also gets 40% or a percentage of Stormi's cut. So eventually Stormi got her own shop. So she said she had a really bad experience. She was selling hair and the girl whose hair she was doing, she came back and said it wasn't the hair that Stormi sold her, she pulled out a firearm. She was recording it, and Stormi said that video went viral. I went and looked for it. I didn't see that video, but she also said that piqued people's curiosity, and people started buying hair from her. She was the most popular beautician in Huntsville, and she said that was the year that she made her first 100K, and it was all from that viral video. So then she said that she started buying ads from the Shade Room. Like, they charged $2,500 for an ad, so I guess she would put in, like, you know, her advertisement. That $2,500 bought her 20K. She did it 2 more times, and each time she did it, it was lower than the first, right? So then she said she needed to go another way because she didn't understand why it was going lower. So she paid for ads through another site, $3,000 a month. She said that brought in $1 million. And she said that her and her husband did it together. And at the end of it, they made $20 million. So she said in 2020, that's when she lost it all, right? When she got the money, she was trying to pay things off, and eventually she lost everything. And she said, you know, you surround your people who are smarter than you. She said, but you don't surround yourself with people who are smarter than you when you don't know anything. And she said those people that was around her took advantage of her, and eventually Stormi lost everything. In 2022, I'm thinking, if I'm getting it right, that's when she was pregnant with her baby, but she had to go on bed rest, right? And she said that everything was going on the decline. Like, she had money, but she could see it leaving out. And eventually, all of her assets were frozen. So all the money that she was supposed to have coming in, her vendors were calling her and telling her that they are being told not to pay her. So Stormi said the money she had on hand, she said it was enough to keep stuff done, but she was just head above water. So she was like, she had some things coming in from Shopify. She had some other things coming in that could keep her afloat, but it wasn't like before, and she couldn't touch any of her money. So this is 2022. She said she was struggling. Her lawyer said the best thing that she could do is consolidate and settle on a $1.7 million payment. She said she didn't do that because she wasn't able to pay. She didn't have $1.7 million. She didn't have that kind of money coming in. And she said the only person that saved her at this time was her son. She said because she just wanted to go into the woods and end it all. Stormi is not a strong person, right? She may be good at selling stuff, coming up with ideas. She says she's an artist and things like that. So she's a creative. But when it comes to putting in the work and dealing with failure, letting it go, build it up again, dealing with stress, she's not strong at it. This conversation, I've talked to you twice about her wanting to end it all. Because when her back is against the wall, she's just ready to go. This may not be her strong point. So she went on to say towards the end that now she's in a settlement situation where she's paying the $1.7 million back. She said she has let a lot of people go, and she's seen a lot of more wind under her wings. Nothing in there was about Kyle. Nothing at all. So I'm going to leave you with Stormi's last words of where she is at this point in her life. And we can talk about it. It's your girl, Millie Chun. Talk to you later. Bye.
I'm so glad I maintained some semblance of belief in that bad season, because now in the good season, I'm able to say that was true. That was the truth. And that's kind of where we are now. Like, in the last 12 months since August of 2023, not only have I damn near made anything I ever made in business again, I've retained it. So, you know, my shirt, I got a nickname, right? My nickname, NBAStormi. Never broke again.
NBAStormi.
Never broke again.
Never broke again.